Hello, 22 Tony here. Today I'd like to discuss collecting some shooting sport related items. In the past, those of you that have seen my videos know that I've discussed in length collecting ammo boxes, particularly 22 boxes, but we've also discussed other calibers and variations. We've discussed collecting ammo advertising, and there's a huge amount of advertising available in the ammo world, and those are areas that I'm very interested in collecting. But I wanted to expand my horizons a little bit today. I wanted to go outside of the ammo boxes and the advertising and see what else I could come up with. Well, some of you may have already thought this direction, some of you may not have, but something I thought about was things like powder tins. So this is still shooting sport related. We've got pistol powder, we've got shotgun powder, we've got black powder tins. These are readily available if you go to the gun shows, even flea markets. You'll find these, fairly regularly. I think probably just about any gun show I've ever gone to has had some of these types of tins available. The two older tins I have here aren't in great condition. You can see they're a little bit rusted, and the nice thing about them is they're not hugely expensive. These two tins in this condition, you're probably looking $5 to $10. They're not a lot of money. This one's a little bit newer. This is probably 1970s. Again, this one's in better condition, but not particularly rare. It's not going to cost you a lot of money. You could put together a nice collection without breaking the bank and mortgaging your house. And some of the older ones have some nice graphics on them, and they display very nicely. Well, then I got thinking, well, that's not the only type of collectible available in the shooting sports world. What about older advertising boxes for things like patches? Again, I think just about any gun show I've gone to has had these available, and this one's full. I got that. I actually bought it for the patches, and I think I paid $1 for it. This one came from a local auction. I wasn't really going out of my way for a box of patches, but it came up at auction, so I went ahead and took that home with me. Then, even beyond the patches, what about oils and cleaning solvents? The advertising boxes for these are also very collectible and very readily available. Again, at a gun show, you're going to find those probably just about any gun show you go to, and somebody's going to have them out there for a couple dollars. Well, that gave me a few more things to think about, and I thought certainly there's got to be a lot of other things out there available for collecting. Well, one that I think I may have mentioned in one of my earlier videos, but we haven't gone into a lot of depth on. Things like the old percussion cap tins. Now this one's full, so there becomes issues with shipping that if you were to try to buy that over the internet, but and this one's not in particularly good condition. But those are readily available as well, and a nice collection of empty percussion cap tins could probably display very nicely. Well, this is going to take us into a whole world of other collecting, and I'm not going to go too deeply into it. As in all of my videos, I want this to be a starting point, something for you to think about and something for you to expand on. But then I started thinking a little bit further. Well, we don't have to go with just empty boxes and tins. I'm sure there's got to be somebody out there somewhere that collects miniature turkey calls. So this could be an area of collecting for you. I don't know how many miniature turkey calls were ever made and who made them, but it's certainly interesting. Doesn't take up a lot of room, and I think I got this one at an auction for $1 or $2. Again, it wasn't a huge amount of money. Well, I talk a lot about guns and ammo and shooting sports, but I'm sure there's some of you out there that just think the videos are interesting but have no interest in shooting sports. Well, why not fishing? There's certainly these little plastic fishing containers from the 50s, 60s, and 70s. There's a huge amount of those out there. I see them all the time at garage sales, auctions, You know, you come across an old tackle box and open it up, and there will be 3 or 4 of these little boxes in there. I think that would be a great collectible for somebody that's into fishing but not hunting. I can't imagine there would ever be an end to the amount of variations on those little boxes. And you know, I mentioned 50s, 60s, 70s. There certainly were older ones available as well. So hopefully that would give the fishermen something to think about. Well, I wasn't going to spend a lot of time today, so this is a relatively short video, but I just wanted to throw out one more thing. I've been asked this before, and just recently somebody asked me again, if I were going to buy items today, retail items out of a sporting goods store, to put away for 20 or 30 years that are going to be collectible 20 or 30 years from now, what would I pick? Well, I wouldn't even begin to know where to guess. Collectibles in general are things that people use every day that are not hoarded in mass quantities. So if you go to something that is produced as a collectible item and think that it is going to pay off in the long run, chances are pretty good it's not. What you're going to find that are going to be the collectibles 40, 50, 60 years down the road are things that were sold to be used. And most of them were used, and that's why they're just not available anymore. So if we look at, again, some of these older ammo boxes, you know, 70 years ago, 80 years ago, did anybody even think that that was going to be a collectible? Who would have put that away? Probably not very many, and that's why they're collectible today. So it comes back to the question, if I were going to buy today something that I thought was going to be collectible in the future, I don't have a guess. You know, your guess is as good as mine. Something as simple as the free sample gun oil from the outdoor show very well could bring $30 or $40 50 years from now. Who knows? The key with collectibles, collect what you like, collect what you enjoy. Don't worry about whether or not it's going to pay off down the road. That's not the point. If it does, great, and you know, if you're buying the right items, it will, but that's really not the point. Buy what you like, expand your collections, and enjoy yourself. Thanks for watching. I hope you liked my video. If you do, please share, and please check out my other videos. Thanks. Have a good day.